Set this up a little bit here before seeing me here. And he's got it posted on my website. Or right there in the bottom, or right there on the screen. And what you're seeing, this is Jesus' teaching, and this is how this book is going to look when you download it. Right now, I just have this one map. In the future, I will be putting more maps in there, but I'm because the text is the same in both books. By that, I mean I made one final book for our Creator's Everlasting Promises. That's in the description link below on YouTube. I don't know if it's getting across the other platforms, but if you go to my website, you can get both of those books. Um, and it's a complete beginning to end. I mean, I've really had to take, I don't think I've streamed probably for about a few months here, and or even put up a video because I've got this. Uh, a lot of work that went into this, trying to get it in order. Took me like, man, I messed things up. I put something in one order, read it again, need to go someplace else. And I'm hoping now that the book is in complete order and it's set. And the only thing I need to do is put more maps in. And I've got the maps on our Creator's Hidden Everlasting Promise book. And then I've got um, this text here because what I want to show you that when you download this PDF, the numbers from where these things come from are right here. Right, whoops. This is a PDF and I didn't know it doesn't act like a Word program where I can click and stuff. It works a little bit better without giving extra messages. Anyways, there's the location for these verses. So if you notice, all of a sudden I'm in John, and then all of a sudden I'm in Mark, then I'm in Matthew, then back to Matthew, different 1 to 16, 22, 23, and now I've got to go back to John, and I'm actually in chapter 12, verse 42, so you know it's pretty far down in John. But when you start reading the text here, what you're noticing is that I've highlighted all these words here. These are, and made them bold. This is to honor and respect our Creator. You see the text here in red, that's Jesus, and all things Jesus. Even if he's walking, I have it capitalized in red. And when it's specific to him, Jesus will have a capital letter at the first letter word, like walk, talking, things like that. And then all their letters will be small letters. No English formatting at all. If you notice at the beginning of the sentences here, they don't have any capitalization. And this text, I'm leaving the periods and commas in the way I have them. If I've done that wrong, just link in this video and just put what you found. But please come back to this video, uh, and then you can put down, I think you should put down my name, which will be like an @ Michael Issue, all one word. That way I actually get notified, because if you don't do it, YouTube might not send it to me for a couple days. I've even seen maybe a week or two later. So the thing here is you have to do that, and I'm pretty sure I get them almost immediately. And then just put down error, and then these books that you see, our Creator's Everlasting Promises, have numbers along the side over here. And that is what is unique about the text. I went down and put all those numbers in. That took me almost a week and a half because my hands were just hurting. Because I got through it, took me like 4 days to get through it, and then I went back and started checking, and nope, missed some, or got them out of order, had to redo all the numbers, but they were there. And so that was helpful. But then I got, I don't know, maybe it's working too late into the night, and I could only work a couple hours at a time before my hands would be uh, burning too much from clicking all over the place. So I've already got the carpal tunnel. I've got that taken care of, and it's still, when you're sitting in front of this computer for 10 hours a day working on something, it does still affect my wrists here. But as you can see, this text is really clean now. There are things that I've changed and edited that I'm not going to put into future editing, but uh, every book that I now put out or update it, I'm just going to make the changes, and I will make the changes in this book, and there'll be a reference to that. But I'm thinking that after a couple years, because I'll probably read this a few more dozen times, hopefully people help me out, and then get those that I'm missing. Or if you want a note, or if you want to map someplace in the text, I can do that. You'll see that I put down in our Creator's Everlasting Promise book or PDF. You'll see that I've got like the word guidance, meaning these words are to guide us. Then I'll have like a law, then I'll have a statute, then I'll have a prophecy, and the prophecy then turns into a prophecy about Jesus. Just like, let's see here, how I've done this here, where I got two different color words here. Well, that's how I've got some of the prophecies noted, like he's coming. So that's kind of like he's not there yet, but when it specifically talks about him, like what I consider the seven wisdoms that he's going to have, you're going to recognize him when they know who he is, that this is what he's going to be like when he is known in Jerusalem or in the all of land of Israel for that 1 year. The text, it gets very accurate when you're seeing some of this and reading it. Example here, this word started out in Luke 1, 1 to 4, and this I had to stick here, but you notice I had to get more of a definition of who Jesus is. Then I could put this text here. So when I ordered things, I really had to try to put them where they could exactly be. A couple other things that I need to mention is that um, sometimes there's repeated stories, and I didn't want to throw them out. So what I did was I kind of mentioned in them that this will be the second story of what's going to take place. So here's one story, and then here's another one, because I really couldn't combine the two together. One's kind of part of a story that you're reading, and then the other one is actually the story of the event. So they're saying the same thing, made sure that's true, but the thing here is um, it just has double text from time to time. I thought it was too important not to uh, throw them out, but to include them. All these sides, so when you click on it, it'll bring you to the subject. Um, I think I did real good in this book. I know that the other one, there's a limit of how many that you can actually put in. And between the two, I tried to combine, like, this is going to be, when you click on this, you're going to have to look down because they're going to be all these stories, but I can make it one. And then if I tried to make 200 book or 200, um, they call them bookmarks, to say that you click on something and you go to something. So these titles of these stories, chapter titles, it seems that that was the way I could sneak it in to get more detail of what's going on in the book to make sure that those that are really going to study the text and they're going to say, I remember the story, but it's somewhere around here. But then when you look in the table of contents, you might have to do a little reading, but you'll find it there because I'm pretty sure I covered everything that's within the most important pieces that you would remember that you would want to speak about or to tell people about our King in heaven. So the green text here is Gabriel is speaking, and whenever he doesn't have his name, the angel or an angel, I would put as speaking. So the gray text you see is still words that I needed to put in, and sometimes I put them in to make sure that the truth is missing, and this is the truth of what's going on here, because he appeared by the table. What does the table mean? People are going to know what that means, because in his meeting room where his light is going to shine above the mercy seat, you need to say where the angel was standing, and that was by this table that put the bowl of wheat that was there, and it was the pitcher for the oil for the lamps. And I'm thinking that the lampstand, the way I'm looking at it now, I don't think it's a lampstand that's like a floor lampstand. I think it's going to be on this table as well. So maybe in the future I will, for the lamps, and I have to put "and lamps" here, or the lampstand itself. So there are still a few things that I've got noted that are, um, to me, should be cleaned up to be more precise for the reader. And that's what all this is about. This text is, I've tried to make all the words simple enough for a 12-year-old to read it. So you're going to see a lot of words that you would think that you can think of a better word than what's being said there. Yes, I agree, but try to make it more simple so a 12-year-old can pick it up and read it and not have any problems. And in the future, I'm going to make them like a dictionary of what these words actually mean. And then that way they don't have to go to a secular dictionary. All the definitions for all the words can be found within the text itself. Okay? The thing here is on circumcision, you'd have to look up circumcision. It would be the description that our Creator tells Moses. And then you would have that understanding of what this word is. And it's very important because our Creator has tied the nation Israel, those that did not circumcise their sons, were kicked out of the nation Israel. They were cast out. So the thing here is they were sent away. The whole family. If he's going to have children, they're all gone. Everything. Him and his wife are gone. Um, if you find any punctuations that I missed or anything like that, um, please make a note of that. It'll help me out. Uh, helping other people. Because like this book here, when you read it, you're learning where these verses come from. It's the other book that you're going to need for a final. This would be like a research to say that, okay, let me see, I want to look it up in the text and what he changed in this verse here of what's going on. Now, I have made over 600 videos that have all explaining in the four Gospels, and some of my videos are like 3 to 4 hours long, and I'm only doing one chapter at a time. So, like when it comes up to, uh, I think it was like John had like 70 verses and a few chapters that I literally had to break them up. I'm trying to make it for history that you come back and see my thinking and understand, because the text is not supposed to be changed. There's so much going on here and so much knowledge that our Creator has given me. that example, I could sit here and give you a speech for probably 20, 30 minutes on just this right here, what's going on right here, okay? And the thing here is um, I'm not going to try to teach it that way. Um, your closeness to our Creator is going to be you talking to our Creator about what these words really mean. That if this helper that you sent for me to understand, I only understand this much, and that's perfect, okay? Because everybody is supposed to come to our Creator the way our Creator wants you to come to Him. He wants you to use this text, think about it, teach from it on the holy days, and then to your children, uh, getting to make sure that the children are lost from the knowledge that supposed to know because they're supposed to understand that they're going to live forever. And it's their free choice whether they decide to be there in heaven with everybody else or not in heaven with everybody else. Because hell hasn't been created. Hell doesn't happen until after Jesus' second coming comes and all the souls right out of the bodies are going to come out and those are going to enter into heaven. The rest of them are going to go into the abyss. And then those that are in the abyss that have now tried to be as good as they can in the abyss, I have feeling and understanding that once they're down there, really, what's going on? How come everybody else that I know ain't down here with me? And then those that are coming down there are going to be saying, yeah, that no, we now know that this has gone worldwide and it's a way for us to, even in the abyss, to enter into heaven. And that's great news for them because it might take another 1,000, maybe 1,500 years. I don't know. I'm not privileged to that information, how much longer we're going to be on earth. So the thing here is but when Jesus comes, we're divided. And then I believe they're going to ascend out of the abyss into heaven. And then hell is going to create a permanent place for all these people that do not want to exist with our Creator, that they completely reject Him. And if you think it's going on just on this earth, this whole universe is doing the same thing we're doing here. So, our Creator's probably been around for, I'll just say, 1,000 trillion to the 1,000 trillionth power. Uh, if we would consider those as each of a year. So he's had a lot of time to create a lot of people before he created the material universe. Okay, and by the way, that's why everything is perfect because these are parts of him that we're actually living and existing on and in his way, his being himself. So that's why everything is perfect. Everything perfect. It's just us making different choices. Those that take the way I say it is you're going to have two thoughts in your head. They could be both evil, but one's a lesser evil than the other. Take the lesser evil, and then you'll work up high and keep going into the right direction. Okay? Because he's made this path that you have to choose. That's why when you repent, that's your options are you're in your head that you're going to now get these thoughts, and then you're going to start saying, well, I talked to our Creator and I think this is a better choice that he would want me to take. And that's exactly what you're supposed to be thinking when you're repenting. I mean, that's over time, you'll find out that all of a sudden it's easy to obey our Creator and be obedient to him. I'm not perfect. Okay, so let's get that out of the way right now. But the object is This is the text that will never be changed after the day I die. Okay, it shouldn't. Those that are doing that, they are just evil people, because there's no way that they could know what our Creator gave me to do this. Okay. So other than that, I just want to say it's in the video or in my web page, these two books. And this is the text for Jesus's teaching and the locations. So the map is here to reference all the text. I've got every place that's down in the text already on this. I've got others that need to be there because they would have known those places existed at that time. So the thing here is there will be future maps put into the, so other than that, see, how do I shut this one out here?